Apart from the FIFA World Cup, the next most important football tournament to an African footballer would be the African Cup of Nations AFCON. While giants like Nigeria, Egypt and Cameroon have consistently made their mark in the tournament, there are several countries in Africa that have never qualified for the AFCON. These nations often fall behind because of their small population, internal conflicts and limited resources. In this video, we bring you 10 African countries that have not played in the AFCON. Number 1 is Somalia. In 1951, the Somali Football Federation (SFF) was founded. However, this troubled nation located on the Horn of Africa in the eastern part of the continent has never appeared at the AFCON. Although their national team, the Ocean Stars, has played in a few qualifiers years back, but civil war, internal strife, and collapse of recognized government have prevented a much organized sports like football from being played in Somalia. Number 2 is Eritrea. Eritrea's first full international match occurred in 1999 CAF Cup, the year following its affiliation with the Confederation of African Football (CAF) and FIFA. However, Eritrea's Red Sea Camel has never qualified for the African Cup of Nations. The challenges of internal conflicts and a nascent football association coupled with insufficient funding has hindered Eritrea from fielding a competitive team for qualification. At number 3 is South Sudan. This new African country officially joined CAF on February 10, 2012. In 2014, the national team, the Bright Stars, ventured into their first major international competition during the qualification rounds for the 2015 African Cup of Nations. As one of the 4 lowest-ranked national teams in Africa, they entered the preliminary stage, initially set to play against Eritrea, who withdrew. This led to South Sudan's qualification for the first qualifying round. Given this relatively recent entry into international football, it's understandable why they find it hard to qualify for AFCON. Coming at number 4 is Chad. Founded in 1962, the Chadian Football Federation secured affiliation with FIFA and CAF in 1988. Chad's national football team, Les Saules, only gained prominence in football during the 1990s. Despite their effort, they have never qualified for either the African Cup of Nations or the World Cup. Their first foray into World Cup qualifiers happened in 2000, when they were eliminated in the first round by Liberia. At number 5 is Sao Tome and Principe. The small island nation embarked on their football journey in May 1976 with a friendly against Gabon, resulting in a 6-1 loss. After an 11-year hiatus, Sao Tome and Principe returned to the international stage with a series of matches, including their inaugural entry into a FIFA-sanctioned tournament. The Falcons and True Parrots of Sao Tome and Principe has faced challenges in qualifying, and this is attributed to its small population and limited resources. At number 6 is Djibouti. Djibouti made its debut in international football as French Somaliland on December 5, 1947, facing Ethiopia at home and suffering a 5-0 defeat, marking Ethiopia's inaugural match as well. Djibouti played under its own name for the first time in an away match against Ethiopia on March 27, 1983, ending in an 8-1 loss. Djibouti has struggled in all the qualifiers over the years. A combination of limited talent, insufficient funding, and organizational challenges has hindered the progress of their national team called Shoremen of the Red Sea. Number 7 is Central African Republic. In the 1974 African Cup of Nations qualification, Les Fools of Central African Republic entered the stage for the first time. advancing due to Gabon's withdrawal. However, their journey came to an end with a 5-4 aggregate defeat to Ivory Coast. This encounter was marked by dispute among players, leading to the abandonment of the second leg at halftime. A replay in Lagos ensued, ending with a 5-1 defeat to Ivory Coast. Despite their long-standing involvement in African football, it remains somewhat surprising that the Central African Republic has never qualified for AFCON. At number 8 is Eswatini. Eswatini national team, King's Shield, entered the African Cup of Nations qualifiers for the first time in 1986, but their journey was cut short with an 8-1 aggregate loss to Zimbabwe. Eswatini's first successful progression beyond the initial round occurred during the 1990 African Cup of Nations qualifiers, where they triumphed over Tanzania, winning 3-1 on penalties after a 2-2 draw. Despite consistent participation in qualifiers, this small African nation has yet to secure qualification for the African Cup of Nations tournament. At number 9 is Lesotho. Lesotho made their international debut in 1970 with a 2-1 victory against Malawi. Their highest FIFA World Ranking position was 105th in August 2014. Despite consistent efforts, the landlocked nation's football team, Lacuna or Crocodile, has never qualified for AFCON. The challenges lie in their small population and a general lack of resources hindering their aspiration to qualify. At number 10 is Seychelles. This beautiful island nation has never played in the AFCON. The relatively small population makes it almost impossible to form competitive soccer teams, and the country's football team, the Pirates, often find themselves at the bottom of their qualification groups. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe before leaving.